Jikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okello, and I am in Seattle, Washington. I am excited to be here with you for another amazing episode of the African Father in America podcast. I am really excited for today's conversation. I am excited for our guest today, who is an incredible, leader, model, designer, and poet that is taking the time to join us. Latanja has been on the show. It's not her first time. Maybe this is the third or something, but she has always been behind the scene watching and supporting. So it's just wonderful that you're here taking the time and being our special guest today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Simon. Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be a part of your endeavors. Always excellent and exciting to be a part of the African Fathers in America podcast.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Latanja, for making the time. So for those who are joining us, whether you're on TikTok, whether you are on YouTube, whether you are on Facebook or LinkedIn, those are the spaces where we are currently live. I just want to thank you for taking the time. When we come here for the African Father in America podcast, what we do is we share stories that are grounded on African proverbs. We come with a new African proverb every single day, and then we break it down. We think about what does this proverb mean, so that we ground ourselves in our ancestral African wisdom at the beginning of every day. And so this show has been going on. This is the third year. It began offline, then it went to Clubhouse, and now it's evolving to all these other platforms where you are most likely watching the show from. I didn't mention that we're also live on Twitter. So if you're watching on Twitter, thank you again. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you're watching on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook if you're watching on Facebook, and LinkedIn. Make sure you're following me and sharing this live stream. And if you're on YouTube, and my YouTube handle is at Okello Javan or AFIAPodcast. If you look those up on YouTube, you'll be able to catch the live stream there. But I want to see your comments so that we can engage with you. We can see what you think about today's proverb from the Bambara tribe. This proverb from the Bambara tribe says that the word of a powerful man is truth. Do you agree with this? We want to know in the comments. The word of a powerful man is truth. So what we are going to start with is that I'm going to share 3 nuggets of wisdom, that are related to this proverb. The first one says that those in positions of power have the ability to influence the truth. I want to pause there for a moment. Those in positions of power have the ability to influence the truth. So many of us, sometimes we don't even know what the truth is, because those in positions of power have already really influenced what we see in the news, what we see on social media, that what they say is what we believe is the truth. That is the case in many instances. When we go back to the Trump era, where our social media feeds were directed a certain way. When we go to Kenya during elections, Nigeria, you all know how big consulting companies in the UK have been hired to influence what the electorate see in many jurisdictions. So let's continue. And it says those in positions of power have the ability to influence the truth, and their words can carry great weight in shaping perceptions and beliefs. This is really an important nugget that I wanted to just allow us to settle, just let it settle there for a second. Here is the second nugget of wisdom. The truth can be subjective, and one person may perceive may perceive as truth, what one person may perceive as truth, may differ from another person's perception. The truth can be subjective, and what one person may perceive as the truth may differ from another person's perception of what the truth is. If you're looking at an elephant, one person is in front of the elephant. What they see is different from the other person who is looking at the elephant from behind. And then if you move these people so that they are in the positions of the other person, they will still see different things, but it is still the elephant, it is still the truth. The third nugget of wisdom, it says that it is important to critically evaluate the words and actions of those in positions of power to ensure that they align with the values of truth and integrity. So a lot of the time, you see that we have Joe Biden, our president here in the United States of America. A lot of the time what he says is law, and the law is the truth, but sometimes we have to sift through what he says and ensure that does it really align with the values of truth, at least truth for you, a certain truth might be truth to him, but what is the truth for you? What are your own values, so you could measure the truth according to your own values, according to your own cultural values. And that's why for me, here in the African Father in America podcast, and also in life, the truth is really measured by the lens of African culture, African traditions, African spirituality. And a lot of the time I ask myself, what would an African elder do about this situation if I find myself in a crisis, or if I am evaluating a situation? So I want to invite my guest to also talk about this proverb briefly. The word of a powerful man is truth. Latanja, when you hear this proverb, what is it that comes to your mind?
Yes, very powerful proverb. And what comes to mind as the word of a powerful man is truth, to me, is a man that abides by his word is a powerful man of truth. Because as my parents have always said, your word is your bond. And also, I'd like to quote John 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And we understand that the Word as a living energy that symbolizes the essence of the Almighty that walks with mankind. Because in essence, our deeds speak volume by the actions that we take. The word is a very powerful thing, as it is a living energy. And that's what I want to add for now, Simon, briefly.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Latanja. I always appreciate your interpretation of the proverbs that we share, whether it's today or when we were still broadcasting the African Father in America podcast on Clubhouse. I've always appreciated your perspectives. For those who are meeting Latanja Milhouse for the first time, Latanja does these inspirational videos called AIM, and she offers affirmations, inspiration and motivations through these videos. But she's also a designer, a dancer, a model, and she enjoys life in many different ways. So I love associating with people who understand the value of enjoying life, even in small ways. And so it's really an honor that you took the time to join us today. I want you to just add a little bit to the introduction I just gave you. Is there something about you that you want our listeners and our viewers to learn a little more? Before we jump into a childhood story, I ask all my guests this story, and I'll ask it to you after you talk about yourself a little more.
Well, thank you very much, Simon. I know coming up, I'm going to be a part of the 11th annual Ageless Beauties and Bold fashion show that's going to be through TLB Productions. I am a TLA model, which is the Lingale Agency, models over 40. So join us on, you can look up eventbrite.com for the fashion show coming up on June 11th that I will be ripping the runway, as they say. And I do that because it provides me a way to continue to exhibit the things that bring me passion. I like to be able to inspire people to be their best selves, because at no age is there a stopping point as long as you have a desire, as long as you have the passion, and as long as you feel as if you're living in your purpose and your truth, as we're speaking about today. And so I do a lot of things, as Simon has pointed out, through my aim, which is to provide affirmation, inspiration, and motivation on a daily basis. If you follow me through some of my social media outlets, and I will share that with you a little later, you can see a variety of different things that I promote that also stems with self-care and self-love. And it's not selfish to provide ourselves with the things that we need to pour into so that we can be our best selves. And that's some of the things that I do on my social media platforms. You'll see me dancing, modeling, offering my inspiration, motivation, and affirmations to inspire you to be your best self.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. For those, just wonderful stories and different pieces of who you are that everybody needs to learn about. I see a lot of people joining us on TikTok. I just want to say thank you. Take a moment, make sure you follow me over there, make sure you share the link to this live stream. That kind of support goes a long way. We are here for the African Father in America podcast, and we are recording an amazing episode. My guest today is Latanja C. Millhouse. We are also live streaming on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Twitter. So if you're watching this on any of those platforms, one of the ways you can support is to share the link to the live stream. The second way you can support is to leave a comment down below so that we can know what your own meaning for the proverb that we are discussing today is. Our main proverb is the word of a powerful man is truth. Do you think the word of a powerful man is truth? This is a proverb from the Bambara community. And also when you think about a powerful man, you can find powerful men or women in different contexts. If you have a boss at work, if you're listening to this secretly while at work, you probably have a big man there whose truth is that you should not be on the phone, And if you are at home, watching this from home, maybe not secretly, you're preparing, you're listening. Some people watch this show while they're getting ready for work with their children. In such a context, your mom or your dad is the big man who wields the truth. The truth is you have to get out of the house and go to school on time or get to work on time. You have to spread your bed. Those are some of the truths that powerful people in our lives, like our parents, our whole life depend on them, So do you believe that the word of a powerful man is truth? Think about that and share in the comments below while I have a conversation with our special guest today, who is also a gifted poet. I want to talk a little bit about, I want to ask you, Latanja, to share with us a childhood story that really inspires who you are as a leader today. For those who have been watching this show consistently, I love sharing my own story, my own childhood story of how when I was 8 years old, my mother gave me a bicycle. And this was a really interesting looking bicycle. That's why I never forget this story. That's why I always share this story. The bicycle had a small wheel at the front and a big wheel at the back. And it was built in China, and it was built specifically for carrying a lot of cargo. And so I became very popular in our neighborhood because I was the only kid with this bicycle. And everybody saw me carrying a lot of bread and milk, from a shopkeeper to another shopkeeper. And what I realized that many people didn't realize was that I was learning. I was being trained. I was in college. I was being trained to be an entrepreneur, to be the person I am today. And so I ask my guests this same story. What happened when you are between 8 to 16 or somewhere around there that really continues to move you today in the work that you do as a leader, in your case, as a model, as a dancer, as a designer, as a poet? Talk to us.
Well, I do recall, and this comes up quite a bit, Simon, when I was in middle school, we were asked to, I believe it was ninth grade actually, the beginning of high school for me. We were given an assignment on Thursday to recite and to memorize the Declaration of Independence. And I went home and I studied and I, repeated the Declaration of Independence so that I can learn it, by memory or what have you. I was wanting to be prepared the next day as we went back to class to deliver the assignment that was given to us. So we had to learn that Thursday. So Friday, when we went back to class, the teacher asked everyone in class, "Are you ready, to be able to recite the Declaration of Independence?" That was last night's assignment homework, to be prepared to recite the Declaration of Independence. And so, of course, everyone in the classroom was saying, "No, teacher, we're not ready. Give us a chance to just do this on Monday." No one is ready to do this because, again, you've only given us one day to prepare ourselves. Just go ahead and let us do this on Monday. And so by that time, I raised my hand and said, "Teacher, I am ready." And, everyone was gathered around and, in awe, making all kinds of remarks. "Oh, my goodness," and this and that, the other. And the teacher called me up to the front of the class to recite the Declaration of Independence. And I went on to recite it and everything. And, everyone was watching me and glued to be sure if I was going to make a mistake or what have you. And I guess the teacher saw something within me. So she said that she had to leave briefly out of the class, and would I watch and stand at the front of the desk in her classroom to basically take over her role until she came back. So to me, that propelled me in a leadership position. It propelled me to stand alone in some cases, not always have to follow the crowd or to withhold anything back in terms of your preparation. And it makes me understand my role today, that sometimes that when I am feeling that no one understands or no one really understands the method of being behind the scenes and preparing yourself for whatever life's assignments are. The truth of it is to be ready, to be confident, and to know that you have within you the will to be able to speak up for yourself. So that helped me to understand not only the homework assignment, but my life's purpose. And that is to stand alone in some cases and to speak up and to use my voice to be able to speak the truth as it is given to me through any kind of assignment, whether that's assignment through the Creator, whether that's assignment as you have on your African Fathers in America podcast. Be ready and be prepared.
Yeah, that is incredible. That is incredible. That says a lot about today's proverb too. The proverb says the word of a powerful man is truth. And for you in that moment, you stood up and you elevated yourself, and you suddenly became so powerful than all of your classmates. And it's because of the courage that you had, that nobody else, including the teacher, even the teacher felt like, oh, I failed because my class failed to do the assignment, So the teacher was like, okay, I've elevated you. I've given you the power for at least this moment to know that you've done something incredible. So that was really, that is beautiful. So I know that you have a poem for us, and one of the inspirations for our time together today is because we used to have a poet, like a resident poet. Every Wednesday, we used to have a poet. Her name is Chioma Sheri, a wonderful poet that joined us and took these proverbs and made poems with them, and then came and shared them live on the show. So today we have a treat, and I can't wait to hear what you have to offer us. I want to just invite our audience members, whether you're watching or listening. Let's be ready to tap our legs and clap our hands and just enjoy this beautiful poem that Latanja also prepared for us. Before we continue on, I want to make sure you stay on and also learn how you can stay connected with Latanja. I want you to learn a little more about some of the exciting work that Latanja is doing that you need to be a part of. So let's listen to the poem for now.
I call this the word. Tell the story that provides the truth as it relates to your core being. Give yourself some grace as time develops the waves to generate the power of your voice. Allow the word to flow within you, streaming like a river, pouring powerful perspectives, purpose profoundly, proficiently, and peacefully. The word will carry you farther in life as it sustains the foundation of everything we stand on. Stand on truth, stand on honor, stand on the word.
Wonderful. I love that. Stand on truth, stand on honor, and stand on the word. I love that. Thank you so much, Latanja. That was a beautiful poem, Did you write this, right before the show, or you wrote this, when did you work on this? Because it's just powerful.
Just before the show. I actually like to be able to take the moments that we are in, because we know that when you look towards something in the past, it provides you with a depressive way. And if you try to understand what the future holds, it brings about anxiety. So that we know that the gift is the present moment that we live in. And so I live within the moment as we gather together today under this proverb. The word of a powerful man is truth. So yes, just before the show, to be able to gravitate within the energy that's flowing within this moment, because this is what we have right now that we know that is ours to own. So let's just be present in the moment. So yes, Simon, that was before the show.
Thank you so much, Latanja. For those who are joining us, whether you are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or YouTube, YouTube is where I'm putting a lot of energy. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, take a second and subscribe, and also share this video and leave your comments down below so that we know that you are here and you're paying attention. Let us know what today's proverb means to you. The word of a powerful man is truth. Share in the comments. Latanja, share with us how everyone who is watching and listening can stay connected with you, and also how they can support the amazing work that you do.
Well, thank you very much, Simon. I know if you would go to my Instagram as Sweet Tea Inspirations, and that's Sweet Tea Inspirations is plural, you'll be able to click on in my bio where I have a lot of different links, like the link tree, and I also have a link for how you can join me on TikTok. In addition, if you like to support with the $ Latanja Millhouse, that's LATONJA Millhouse, MILHOUSE, through my Cash App. I am in the works of developing some apps for my AIM, which is affirmation, inspiration, and motivation. And that way you'll be able to click on the app for your daily motivation, inspiration, affirmation as it is. So there's some things that I'm in the works of that I would love your support to be able to continue to do the work that I am, to inspire us all to be our best selves. Because truly, when we develop our best selves, we can be a wonderful a person for everyone else around us, and that is the way that we should all live within being our best selves so that we can have the ingredients that it takes in order to accomplish our goals. I also have a couple of books that are available. One is called The Lady Academy, a guided what is it? A guided um, it's my book, The Lady Academy, a guided interactive journal, on becoming a lady. And it also details a lot of work that you can do in terms of writing out some of the questions that are coming up in the book that will be able to help you develop who you are in your core being. In addition, I also have the Dear Good Man 101 Spiritual Connections to reconnect, realign, and establish yourself as a good man. So those are the two books that I have available in my series that I have to offer. And so I just like to be able to share those. You again can follow me on the Instagram Sweet Tea Inspirations, as it will prompt you to come up. Let me just show you really briefly. If you're here online, I have to be able to read, develop these words here. It's a sip of tea, 101 spiritual reflections to reconnect, represent, and recognize the dear good man in you. Pardon my French. And then also The Lady Academy, a guided interactive journal on becoming a lady. I would love your support on these books. You can DM me and I would be able to sign a copy, or you can find them on Amazon.com. But I would love for you to DM me if you like a copy. That way that I can go ahead and sign them for you. Thank you so much, Simon.
Of course. Congratulations on those two books and all the amazing work that you do. I'm just, proud of you for the hard work that you put in, because it's not easy to even write one book, but you've written two, So that's very good. Thank you again for joining me today. Do you have any closing comments before we wrap up? Do you have anything to say before we push the end button?
Well, we know that a man that speaks truth holds power by the convictions of his word. And just like my parent says, your word is your bond. When you speak on something that you're going to do and that you're going to be, show up in that so that we can believe you based upon your belief in yourself. Take the journey of life and find a way to develop yourself into the best that you can be. You'll make all of your family proud of you, and more importantly, the Creator and yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I agree 100% with everything you said. And I want to thank you again, Latanja, for taking your time and joining us. One of my dreams before I ever came to the US was to build a genuine connection with African American brothers and sisters, where we can share, we can share ideas, we can share meals, we can share poetry, we can share proverbs, and so this is a dream for me. And I have many other African American brothers and sisters that I am in community with globally now. And so this is a wonderful moment. And I thank you again for taking the time. For all our audience members, I see you and I deeply appreciate you. I always love seeing your comments, especially on YouTube, where I am working hard. And my team is also working hard to ensure that we grow our presence on YouTube and across the internet. So if you want to really support this show, go to YouTube and subscribe, and then leave a comment there so that we can engage with you. Today we are going to be announcing Madaraka Festival 2023. I have been producing Madaraka Festival since 2014 here in Seattle. In 2019 it happened in Kenya, and last year was the most successful Madaraka Festival with over 7,000 people attending, and this year we are doing it across multiple cities in the US. So I want you to stay tuned. Look at my Instagram at Okello Javan, and look at all Madaraka Festival platforms, and also madarakafestival.com, and you'll be able to be amongst the first people to know where the tickets can be found. We are looking for people in New York that can help us with promoting Madaraka Festival there. We are looking for people in Dallas that can help us with promoting Madaraka Festival there. We are looking for people in Atlanta and, of course, Seattle. So if you're in one of those cities, let us know. Those are the cities where we will be having Madaraka Festival this year. So thank you again. And Latanja, thank you so much. And I'm grateful. We'll be here again tomorrow, same time, same vibration. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Simon. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.